guys, welcome back to the channel. Stitch with me today. I just haven't had time before in the beginning part of the week when I'm wearing my bandage thing because I stabbed myself so many times yesterday, and every time I did it, it was in the exact same spot. It did make my finger sore. Anyway, I left it overnight, started stitching today. It seemed okay until I caught it. Oh my goodness, did it catch. That went quite deep, so I thought, well, I don't do thimbles. Hate thimbles. Plasters, because they've got that padding bit, it can get quite in the way, so I have this stuff. It's not, if you've never had this before, where's the end? There. It's not sticky. It is literally almost like Velcro. And you can pull it off. It doesn't, it sticks to itself, obviously, because it's like Velcro, but it doesn't stick to you. So you can just, see, I'm not sure if you can see that, but that's where the needle kept going in. But this stuff, it sticks and re-sticks. You just give it a squid and it's all good. Now these are about £1, I think. Best thing I ever bought. It's got no padding on it like a plaster would have, so I can still stitch because I can feel it, and it doesn't feel bulky and doesn't get in my way, but it's enough to stop the needle. Anyway, the kit I'm working on today is the one I received from VIP Cross Stitch. Where's the image gone? This one. You guys know me. I had to start it that day, and I did, so I've literally started across the top on the shelf. So I've already done some before this video. I think I did it not yesterday, the day before. I've got another unboxing video to post, and because I've already videoed it, I've already started it. I was so excited about that one, I couldn't help it. Mind you, I think I say that about all my pieces really, don't I? And because I counted all my stamped kits the other day for Amy, I had 58. I've now had another 2 on top of that, no, 3. So I've now got 61. Who's counting? I have got a few. My other half did say, you're actually going to get around to finishing some of these. Well, yeah, eventually. You know, I have some that are favourites. Oops. No, behave. So what have you guys been up to? Anything exciting? Not much going on here. My nephew had a quick run to hospital again in an ambulance from school. He collapsed, but they sent him home just a few hours later saying it was just a bad panic attack apparently. Now I'm not saying it doesn't happen, I've just never known it myself, where a panic attack can leave you so you can't talk, kind of. But his mum says she's seen it before, so. But I've never seen it, it's or heard it. It's unusual to me, but he's okay, thankfully. Actually, I'm going to go across because I need to move. I ordered a whole new bunch of DMC B5200 for my wolf. So I have got so much catching up to do already. I haven't even started March's piece. I was just, I was running low, but I was just finishing the moon on the February piece. And then I think there's a little border down the one side of the moon that I need to, oh, missed it, that I need to do as well, and that was February's done. But I ordered 8 more threads, so I can make a good start on finishing February and get March's underway. If you hear the blinds, I'm sorry, it's my cats, they're sunbathing. Binks sits in the window for so long, then he decides, nope, it's too hot, and gets back on the floor, then he'll get back in the window again a few minutes later. It's weird weather here today. It's like been sunny, cloudy, rainy, then the sun's come back out. It was trying to rain this morning while I was doing Ellie's papers with her, and we were just praying it wasn't going to rain because we never took my brolly. We've got one of those new brollies as well. Last time I took my brolly, it broke because of the wind, and yet it was absolutely chucking it down, so we couldn't exactly just not have it up because I don't possess a waterproof. So the brolly got broke, and we were having a laugh with my neighbour about it, like just how bad January was for weather. Like, we'd had a mixed bag of everything, and since the other lady gave up her paper round to Ellie, it meant we were out longer, and we had all sorts: snow, rain, hail. The brolly broke, so we got soaked that day. So anyway, we were having a laugh with the neighbour about it, and he said, yeah, I've got lots of spare brollies. And it's one of these ones that's not supposed to be able to turn inside out, I think, something like that. But you don't push it up as you would a normal umbrella. It's weird. When you fold the umbrella up, the outside is on the inside, if that makes any kind of sense. When you push the brolly up the handle, it pivots like that and then opens out into the brolly. That's the best way I can describe it. And the only thing with that is that you don't have the headroom inside the brolly. You know, when you kind of like to keep it low to your head to stop the wind and the rain getting into your face so much. You can't do that with this brolly because it has an inside material as well as the outside. So, yeah. See, the sun's gone in now. I'm sure you can tell the light difference. It'll rain again shortly. It's been a nightmare put the washing out while it's really, really sunny, and within minutes the clouds have come over and it started raining, so it's been go out, fetch the washing. I hate days like that. I'd just rather sun or rain, so I know what I'm doing with my washing. And that's not the way it goes for me. I need to undo that and twist. I've discovered as well with this sewing method that sometimes your stitches start to look untidy, and it took me a little while just to figure out why. And I started to notice that after a few stitches my thread was starting to twizzle, and that's what was causing it to look not so tidy. So I found after a few stitches, figure out which way your thread's twisting. Just give your needle a spin the opposite way and it untangles it just like that. So every few stitches I twist it and it gets rid of the untidy looking stitches, puts it all back. I've put Kelly's cross stitch in my Lowry as well. Still haven't touched it yet though. I don't know, I haven't felt much like stitching the first part of this week. And to be honest, I haven't really done much of anything. I've done little bits of stitching. It's just what I can muster up the energy to pull out. Got no energy, zero. Probably means I'm anemic because I had my blood tested for my thyroid. Do you know what? Me and Ellie were working that out the other day, and I said it hasn't been that long. She said it has. It was when I went to the doctor, so I went back in my history of my phone calls on my phone. It was October. I'm like, it wasn't that long ago I had my thyroid blood test. She said it was. No way. But yeah, it was okay then, so I'm assuming I'm anemic. But that tends not to happen too much with me unless I'm pregnant, and there is no way in hell I'm pregnant. So it does happen, just very rarely with me. But I'm not a big meat eater. I will force some sometimes, but I'd love to go and see a hypnotist. I thought about this. I thought it'd be dead funny. Go and see a hypnotist. Get him to hypnotise me and make my brain think that when I'm eating meat it tastes like sweets or chocolate. That would be awesome because I'd eat it by the bucket load then. Not a bad idea. So look, thread's twisting. So you just twist it, twist it, twist it, and it evens it back out again. I was too busy talking, I forgot to twist it in the meantime. Luna, get out the window. She's scratching, it's knocking me blinds. Oops. Oops. I got it. If not scratching, grooming the pair of them. What I'm going to do is jump down there, do these 4. We've been having real issues with Binks and his blinking mites and stuff. No matter what we tried on him, it didn't work. And it's drove him nuts to the point where his back end is just almost, well, it was almost bald. So we had to take him to the vets. And they've said, yeah, he definitely needs to stay on the vet treatment that they do this for the neck. So he's had two lots of 2 months worth. He's had 2 times the stuff on the back of his neck, and she said it will take a few months for it to fully work and his fur to grow back. His fur's already started to grow back after 2 treatments, so hopefully next month. He should start looking a lot better. We've had and I say a neighbour, they live down the road. They're, you know, several doors down and round the corner. They moved out the other day. Now there's some confusion as to what's happening with their cat because he's still here, and I've not seen them since. There's a couple at the bottom of their street who feed. They get all the cats come round and they treat them and they give them some food and stuff, even though they've got homes. And that's what that cat, you know, regularly did. So he says they've not said anything to them about, you know, having the cat or keeping the cat or whatever, but he's still here. And that's cruel. If they've left him on purpose, that's cruel. If not, then fine, but it doesn't seem to be any other way at the minute. My ends are never straight. Oh, where did that go? Oh, I don't know. Come on. Got you. I've had a lot of people send me a message and congratulate me on my 1,000 subscribers as well, by the way, so thank you to you all. I couldn't do it if it wasn't for you anyway, could I? You know, you guys subscribe to my channel, you come back every week. Check out my, well, hey, check out, I've dropped it. Yeah, you check out my progress, what I've been up to, you know. I couldn't be more grateful, honestly. And all I need now is watch hours, and I've had one of my subscribers, Jeep Girl Stitches, is her name Cass? Something like that. Bless her heart, she said she was going to go back and watch some, so rather than comment I get a load of emojis, just so I'd know she'd watched. Right, next block. Oops. I don't know if, like, my speaker or whatever will pick it up, but it bugged me yesterday as well. We keep hearing a vibrating sound. If you hear it, I'll apologise, but it's my other half. He puts his phone on the computer desk in my bedroom, which is right above us, and every time his phone goes off it vibrates and you can hear it. So I'm hoping you can't. It drives me nuts.
I think it's Eddie's phone.
I don't know, because it seems right above me, not...
Oh, because I can hear it quite loud over here.
Oh. Well, whoever it is, it's one of them. I always forget about it until he's gone upstairs and then I hear it. Let's get that one in. Oh, hey. I've gotten into a series recently on Netflix. Get off there. And it's called My Lover, My Killer. And it's a lot of stories about boyfriends or husbands killing their partners. Whether it's over jealousy or because they want to be with somebody else but don't want their partner to be with someone else. It's, yeah. I've also watched the thing about Shanann Watts and Chris Watts and how he killed his wife and his 2 daughters. I can't think what it was called, is it an American Murder or something? Yeah, that was just mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing. My other half jokes that he should be worried that I'm watching all this stuff. I don't know. I like to see the ending, to see that the person who did it, I think, has got the punishment that they deserve. I don't necessarily like to hear, you know, like what they've done to their partner or their kids, but also like watching the FBI things as well, where they take you through how they figured out that the murderer was the murderer, or, you know, and they show you the scientific side. I find all that fascinating. I don't know if I've ever said to you guys, but I used to work in a nursing home, nursing/residential home. So you had one side where patients could actually look after themselves. They were just there because sometimes they'd fall if they were at home, or they couldn't meet their needs properly by themselves. Then the other side was full nursing. They needed, you know, help with toileting, showering, that kind of thing. Anyway, when we were there, we had this, I say opportunity, I don't know if you'd want to call it that, but we got offered the chance to go to a funeral home and actually see what they do with, you know, your family's, your relative's body when it's, you know, brought in. I mean, obviously they had to make sure none of us knew the person on the table in the first place and get permission, like. But it, oh my God, it was fascinating, absolutely fascinating. You don't realise just what they do. I'm not going to go into any details, but it was weird because it was after my mum passed and I was only sort of 24. I think I was about 24, and it was after my mum had passed away, and it was like an insight into what they did to my mum, and my great nan and stuff. It's weird, but it was, I don't know, riveting, if that's even the right word. I don't want to say I enjoyed it because that just seems a bit sadistic. But it was fascinating more than anything, just to know the lengths they go to make your loved one look like they're just sleeping.
That's Binks meowing.
Binks is meowing. He sits in the kitchen. No word of a lie. He'll sit in the kitchen and he will meow at the top of his lungs. You'll go out and he'll paw the fridge, which means he wants some treats.
He's learned that they're in the fridge.
Yeah. Well, they're not now. They're in the cupboard, but or most of the time it's treats, but other times he will just want to go to the back door to go out. You'll open the door for him. He'll sit there. He'll sniff the air for a minute. He'll have a look, and then he'll walk away from the door and come back into the kitchen and paw the fridge again for treats. If he can't go out, he wants treats. Not entirely sure how that started, but he seems to think if I don't go out, I get treats. We've started slimming him down a little bit because he is a bit of a big boy. When we take him, he's sort of at the top end of where the vets would like a cat to be. I think he's just short of 5 kilos, I think. Don't quote me on that, it's been a while. Yeah, so we sort of, him not being very well as well didn't help. Well, it helped us to slim him down a bit, but it didn't help him. He just kept being sick. He'd eat, he'd throw it back up. So we cut his meat. He was on dry biscuits. I don't think we left it long enough, because then when we gave him meat again, he barely touched it, but he threw it back up. We thought his treats were dry biscuits as well, but apparently not, because he threw them back as well. So he then had to spend a further 2 days, because it was only like a day or so the first time. So he had to spend a full 2 days then on biscuits. I already know he's got a thing about seafood, he won't eat it. or he just doesn't agree with him. But I haven't given him that for a long time, so I know it's not that. Yeah, he just, everything he had, he'd throw it back up. So 2 days, I think we actually made it about 2.5 days just to make sure. And it worked, he's back to normal, he's okay. And he now actually cleans his bowl. I don't think I even need to wash it up, it is spotless. Even Luna doesn't get a look in. It used to be they'd eat their meal together, and then whatever was left in Binks's, Luna would leave hers to finish Binks's, to then go back to her own.
Make sure his
So gutsy. But since him being sick, he leaves nothing. Absolutely nothing. Oh, he's come back in now.
Yeah. He actually like licks his bowl clean though.
Yeah, he does. I think I should do this the opposite
Like that's his
way.
bowl from dinner.
Yeah, I know. So Luna doesn't even get a sniff. It's weird really, because see, it's twisting again. Luna's never been a massive eater. What are you two doing? Pinky, leave her alone. Oh, yeah, I'm not going to do it that way. That's awkward. He keeps pegging her onto the TV. I say pegging, like chasing. Like, you know, playful. Keeps chasing her onto the TV unit. So she sits in front of the telly so no one can see the telly.
Yep, she's there now.
Yeah, he's just chased her up there now. Actually, I can't leave that like that. That's annoying.
Ah, she's getting
I've missed it. It's staring at me, so I can't leave it like that. Nope, one missed. Come on. Nope. Keep putting my plaster thing, it's not even a plaster, my bandage thing in my mouth. Nope, one still missed. I don't get it, because these should be easy to thread. They're 11 count needles. The eye's bigger than a normal needle. But oh, I had it in then as well. And my dang finger was caught on it. No. Oh my days. Cut the end off, Tracy. So after a few attempts of trying to push it through, it just kind of frays the end, doesn't it? Right. Let's eliminate my plaster finger. See if that helps. Yes.
Let's go out, but it's raining.
Is it really raining?
I've just noticed it.
My dressing gown.
It's been raining.
See if just look out the window now. See if it is actually still raining.
It doesn't look it because the sun's properly come out.
The sun was out earlier and it was raining.
I know, but the sun's properly out there,
That means nothing.
so I don't think it is. You know what I'll tell you what to do then?
Don't you just hate the bits of fluff you get from your thread in your mouth?
No, it's not. You're getting the odd little...
Yeah.
Wait, is that hail? No, you're just getting the little specks now.
Okay.
Oh,
Come on. Thank you. Is there a bird in the garden or something?
Yeah.
Because they're both looking.
They're flying by.
What is it, Binks?
Did you see how he sat on his back
Yeah.
legs then and just went...
Whoops. Nope, still stuck. Got it. I think with this piece I am just going to work top down. Because it's a fairly, oh, it is a square piece, I was going to say. I knew one of them wasn't, but it's not this one. So I'm just going to literally work my way down. Won't take long to get to the cat because he's only here anyway. See his ears.
Do you want me to go get it in then? Because that rain might pick up soon.
Go and see if it's dry. The sun's been on it for a while.
After this game.
Okay. When I finish this video, I'm going back to do my wolf. That dang moon. I need to get it done out of the way. I'm doing these square by square as well, by the way, if you hadn't noticed. So I'm doing all the brown in one square, then I'm moving right by one and doing all the brown in that square. I think this is a bit darker than the image, you know. So I'm worried about how the cat's going to turn out.
He's meowing again then.
Yeah.
Wow,
That's quite loud.
Yeah.
Samara Binks!
But before he left the room though, it looked like he could hear something. Went out to investigate.
I don't know if you lot can hear him, but
I'll go see what he wants.
it's funny really because Binks never used to really be a vocal cat, and now, now he meows at you for anything and everything. Which is really weird. He's kind of come out of his shell a little bit. The far cry from the shy 10-week-old kitten that came here with the big eyes and the big ears.
I think he wants to go out for a little bit.
Let him out then, it's fine. The only stipulation we have about letting Binks out is he's not allowed out after tea. After he's had his tea, he's not allowed out because he tends not to come back. And then one day, I think it was last summer, he was gone a full 18 hours. He skipped his breakfast. He'd had his tea, he'd gone out afterwards. He skipped his breakfast, and I think he came back part way through the afternoon. So ever since then, he has his tea and he's not allowed out after that. Which I'll give him sort of about 5-ish. And I bet because of the wind he hasn't gone out. Although he's become quite, you know, although he's come out of his shell a bit, shall we say, he's still quite scared of things like bin lorries, loud noises, the wind especially. Leave him there.
And he went out for a minute and then he came right back in when I came in.
Oh.
I gave him a little shout and he came right back.
Yeah. He really doesn't like strong winds. And he knows what day, this is really weird, right? He knows what day is bin day.
Yeah, he's learned.
He's learnt which day is bin day, and he won't go out in that morning.
Because the bin lorries.
Yeah, he can hear him right in the distance. I can't, he can. And he'll go and curl up on my bed usually and wait for the afternoon when he knows they're not around anymore.
He'll curl up somewhere.
Yeah. Okay.
It's cold outside now.
Yeah, I bet. Right, guys. Sorry, had a needle in my mouth. I've done a little bit on that, haven't I? That was my tablet. Yeah, I'm enjoying this one at the minute. So, I'm going to let you guys go now. I don't want to keep you too long. I don't have tons and tons to waffle about, you know. So, thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, I would so appreciate a thumbs up. So thank you in advance. Any comments, any questions, feel free to leave them down below. But other than that, take care, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.